The
first landing was Apollo 11.
Yeah, 11 was the famous, right? The first moon landing. You worked on them before that, the earlier days, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. The thing I had to do was find the trajectory to the moon, and NASA required that the trajectory to the moon, when we shut off our main engine and sent the boys on their way, that it go to the moon, and when it arrives at the moon, it's 100 miles altitude above the moon.
Okay.
And it's within plus or minus 5 miles of that.
So they give you a certain set of parameters.
Yeah. Now, when you shut off your engines, the moon is you're 2.5 days away. You're aiming at a point in space.
Where the moon's going to, where you and the moon will intersect in 2.5 days.
Right.
Gotcha.
It's got to be 100 miles above the moon and within plus or minus 5 miles.
Oh, geez.
That is the equivalent of threading a needle that is one length of a football field away.
Wow.
Rather precise. But that
cool.
wasn't good enough for NASA. They said not only do you have to be there 100 miles, plus or minus 5 miles, but you have to be going at a velocity when you get there such that the lunar gravity can whip you around the back of the moon. If you never have any propulsion the rest of the way home, you'll come back to Earth and you'll enter the Earth's atmosphere at the right angle.
Mm-hmm.
You won't skip out, you won't burn up. It was called a fail-safe trajectory.
Fail-safe trajectory, right.
If everything fails,
you still get home fine.
you still get home. You
Right.
still get home safe.
Right. And that's what happened in the 13.
13. We'll
in
talk
the movie,
about
yeah.
We'll talk about 13 in just a second. So I had a crew of 15 guys working for me, and every guy, every night, ran a trajectory simulation in the computer,
Okay.
trying to find the conditions that produce this trajectory.
So it wasn't like you couldn't figure it out. You had to hit and miss.
It was trial and error.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah, well,
like there was one absolute
Right.
answer.
right. We were in orbit about the Earth, and well, tonight we'll start at this point, and we'll give it 33,000 feet per second, and we'll see what we get.
Right.
You know, and you give it 33,002 feet per second, and we'll see what you get.
And you kept narrowing it down that way?
Yes.
Right.
And sometimes we never found one,
Mm-hmm.
and so we would go to another point in our orbit about the Earth, and okay, let's do it again. Took us 2 years. But some of them would go crashing into the moon, and some of them would go whizzing right on by. No, but we found it.
After 2 years.
We found that trajectory. It took 2 years. And so I'm gonna tell you the story about the landing first. Then we'll talk about Apollo 13.
Well, so this is like Apollo, the early Apollos?
Yeah. Yeah, 8 was the first one to go out to the moon.
Okay.
So, and it arrived on Christmas Eve.
Oh, really?
And they read the Bible. Well, what do you get away with that today?